Well, greetings everyone. Here we are again discussing multidimensional array. But in this video, there are different lesson coverage. First is the two-dimensional array, so the fundamentals, then traversing 2D array, and then the 2D rugged array. First is, syempre, itong multidimensional array na kilala bilang two-dimensional array or 2D array. So a multidimensional array or 2D array is known as an array of arrays. So here in 2D array, meron tayong set of elements or arrays, but there are multiple. So hindi lang isa yung set of elements natin compared kay one-dimensional array. So as you can see here in our presentation, so kapag 1D array yan, meron tayong isang set of elements. So kapag bilhin natin to inside a data table, so makakita tayo ng isang rows and then meron siya ang different columns. Kapag naman 2D arrays, so as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3 rows and then there are different columns then per row. But compared nga kay 1D array, so isang row lang siya. Then dito ay more than 1. Exactly 3 rows yung meron tayo dito. So that is two-dimensional array. Pwede tayo maglagay ng more than one set of elements inside our array. So, declaration ng 1D array, let's remember the data type, the identifier, one column, and then the set of elements. So, sa declaration natin na to, meron tayong 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 numerical value or integer value. So, as you can see, kapag view natin to, visualize natin to inside the data table, meron tayo ditong 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So, the length of this 1D array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dahil meron tayong 5 elements. And then the maximum index naman, as we all know, starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's why our 1D max index is 4. So let's proceed sa two-dimensional array. So the declaration here in two-dimensional array is same as 1D array, but let's see kung ano ba yung difference. First is data type, the identifier, and then meron tayo ditong dalawang bracket na sinisimbolize ang row and column. And then equal sign, then inside the opening and closing curly braces natin nilalagay ang set of elements natin na dapat ay nasa loob din ng opening and closing curly braces separated by the comma, then don't forget the semicolon. So, this is an example declaration of 2D array with values. So, the data type, the identifier, and then as you can see, meron tayo ditong dalawang bracket. And then equal sign, so meron tayo namang opening and closing curly braces. Then inside this ay nakalagay na yung set of elements natin. So sila ay separated dapat ng comma. So you can see, meron tayong comma after the first set of elements, second set of elements naman, meron tayong comma, and then the third set of elements. Then the end is the semicolon. So kapag visualize natin to inside a data table, ganito yung makikita natin. For our first set of elements, as you can see, ito siya. Yung nasa ating first row. For our second set of elements naman, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, so ito naman siya sa ating second row. And then, itong 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, or our third set of elements, or this last set of elements natin for this 2D array ay nasa third row na natin. So, mapapansin nyo kung kay 1D array meron na tayong isang row dahil nga dito kay 2D array ay more than one set of elements, meron na tayong 1, 2, 3 rows because there are 3 set of elements. So ngayon, meron tayong row and column. So meron din tayong tinatawag na row length and then column length. So for our row length, we just need to count kung ilang rows ba yan. 1, 2, 3. So meron tayong 3 rows. That's why our row length is 3. And then our column length naman is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why meron tayong column length na 5. Tandaan, length yung pinag-uusapan natin or length yung binibilang natin, not the index. So let's remember that kapag bibilang tayo ng length, nag-start tayo lagi sa 1, not 0. So that is our 2-dimensional array. That is how we declare our 2D array. So just remember and familiarize the syntax. Okay, kanina binilang natin using length. Ngayon naman, paano natin siya bibilangin using the index? So as you can see, same declaration lang tayo. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this one. 11, 21, 31, 41, 51 for this row. And then 12, 22, 32, 42, 52 for this row naman. So to visualize our 2-dimensional array elements, meron nga ulit tayong data table dito, but for this time, nilagyan ko siya ng column headings and row headings. Our column headings, nilagyan ko siya ng 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because it represents our index. So we are counting the columns starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like kung paano tayo magbilang ng columns or ng index kay 1-dimensional array. But for this time, meron na nga tayo ditong tinatawag na row. So each set of elements ay nasa loob ng kanilang corresponding row. So index yung pinag-uusapan natin, that's why bibilangin natin to starting from 0. So meron tayong 0, 1, 2. So meron tayong maximum of 2 sa row and then maximum of 4 naman sa ating column kapag index naman yung pinag-uusapan natin o yung hinahanap natin. Okay. We all know kung paano ngayon i-visualize yung mga elements inside our 2D array. So tandaan that kapag column length, row length, starting from 1 yung bilang natin, and kapag naman column index or row index starting from 0. So let's now proceed sa 2 types of declaration here in 2D array. As you can see, we use the declaration with value kanina. So ngayon, paano ba yung declaration without value? So same as 1D array lang din, but di ba meron tayong dalawang bracket na kay 2D array. So, meron tayong data type, the identifier of your array, then 2 bracket equal new, the data type, and then 3 and 8 inside the bracket. So, ano tong 3 and 8 na to? So, 3 and 8, starting from 3, it represents the rows. Ilang rows ba yung gusto mong i-create? Kapag naman 8, ilang columns ba yung gusto mong i-create? So, we are talking about length here, guys, not index. So, as you can see dito, meron tayong 1, 2, 3 rows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns each row. So, let's imagine that in this declaration, meron tayong rows for students, and then meron naman tayong columns para sa each grades nila. So if you remember our PT2, kung ngayon nyo pa lang siya ginagawa or tapos nyo na siyang gawin, probably ganito yung concept ng inyong 2D array. So each rows represent your students. Ibig sabihin, for example, for student 1, siya ay nasa row 1, student 2, row 2, student 3 ay nasa row 3, and then yung mga columns naman niya is the subjects. Okay, so sir, bakit yung data table natin dito ay 0.0 yung nakalagay? Because the default value of a double data type, the default kapag walang laman, walang nakalagay is 0.0. Remember. So, paano naman kapag may with value? So, kagaya nga nung nakita natin kanina, data type, the identifier, to bracket, and then the elements. So, one tip in declaring two-dimensional array kapag meron kang more than two sets of elements na maraming value like this one. So, as you can see, para hindi maging mahaba yung declaration natin, pwede nating ilagay sa next line yung next elements natin. Para hindi rin tayo ma-confused. So, this one is the first set of elements, second set of elements, the third set of elements. So, same as declaration lang no without value, pero dito, meron tayong 3 rows dahil meron tayong 3 set of elements, and then meron tayong 8 columns dahil meron tayong 8 elements per set. 8 elements na nakalagay per set of elements natin. So, ngayon, this is declaration with value. Kaya as you can see, meron ng laman yung ating data table. So, sa mga nako-confuse, sir, bakit tayo gumagamit ng data table palagi kapag array? So, by using data table kasi, mas mabivisualize natin, mas makikita natin yung positioning or yung index, yung pinaglalagyan ng ating mga array elements. So, ngayon, dito na papasok yung another importance ng paggamit natin or pag-visualize natin ng elements natin using a data table. So, first is assigning to the array elements. Mag-a-assign tayo ng elements. Remember, in initialization, we are not using this code para lang maglagay ng new elements. Ginagamit din natin tong code na to para mag-update ng mga elements inside our arrays. So, the syntax is identifier, and after the identifier, there are 2 brackets. Syempre, yung una, di ba, palaging row, and then the next bracket is column, then equal to value. So, we need to identify first kung saan ba natin ilalagay yung ating 2D array elements. For example, meron ako ditong declaration without value. Double, student grades, bracket, bracket, equal, new double. There are 3 rows and 8 columns. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, tama, 3 rows and 8 columns. Length, sa length. Ngayon naman, gusto kong ilagay si 96.5 inside the index 0, 0. Ibig sabihin, row 0, column 0. So, ngayon, papasok naman kung paano natin siya bibilangin using the index because we are using index in initialization. So, ngayon, ilalagay ko dito si 0 and sequentially incrementing 1, 2 hanggang 7. And then dito naman, 0, 1, 2. So, I need to locate the row 0. This is row 0. And then the column 0. Row 0, column 0 is this one. Kaya as you can see, ang value ng ating row 0, column 0 is 96.5. So yes, basic kung paano ba tayo mag-assign or mag-initialize ng value inside our 2D array. So you just need to determine where is the row and where is the column. So, for example, gusto mo namang lagyan si row 2. Row 2, column 5. So, you just need to identify where is row 2. So, 2, this is row 2, column 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. Then, ito yung mapapalitan natin ng value. Okay? So, that is how we assign to the array elements. Ngayon naman, paano natin ma-access? Paano natin makukuha ang laman ng isang 2D array. So, ngayon gagamit tayo ng identifier and then, syempre, the bracket to determine saan nakalagay yung gagamitin nating isang element. Saan ba yung pinaglalagay niya or saan ba yung storage niya. So, we need to specify it. That's why, this is our sample code. Meron tayong declaration with value, yes. So, meron tayong first set of elements, second set of elements, third set of elements. So, representing row 1, row 2, row 3. Ngayon, para ma-access natin ang isang element inside our 2D array, kailangan nating alamin kung saan yung row niya. Una, the row. So, as you can see, nilagay ko dito ay row 1. Then, let's count. This is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2. So, ngayon, row 1 is this one. And then, column 2 naman, 0, 1, 2. So, this is column 2 because this is column 0, 1, and then sequentially incrementing nga hanggang 7. So, ngayon, subgrades row 1, column 2, then the answer is 97, or it will return the value 97. So remember, here in initialization and accessing of elements, we are using the index, guys. The index, not the length. That's why kailangan nating bilangin muna starting from 0, not starting from 1. Okay. So that is how we access 2D array elements. So next is the array length. So if you remember, in 1D array, we are using identifier.length para ma-determine natin kung ilan ba yung available slots. Ilan ba yung pwede nating paglagyan ng value or ng element inside our 1D array. So ngayon, nag-level up na siya kay 2D array. Yes, meron na tayo ditong identifier.length that will return the row length. Tandaan, the row yung nire-return niya of the 2D array. Row length, not the index length. May nalilito sa mga written words natin. So, row length. And then kapag naman identifier, bracket, then inside our bracket row, i-specify natin kung anong row yung gusto nating makuha na ng length. Ang i-return naman nito, guys, is the column. The column length of the specified row. So, for example, this is our declaration. Int subgrades, and then 2 bracket, then the elements. Gumamit ako dito ng number of rows equal. So, gumamit ako ng subgrades.length. Tinawag ko si identifier or the 2D array identifier.length. Then, it returns, as you can see, 3. So, bakit 3 yung na-return niya? Kasi there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 set of elements or there are 3 rows inside our 2D array. And next is, gusto ko naman bilangin yung columns inside the row 3. So, inside the row 3, number of columns, row 3 number of columns equals subgrades, and then sa column na or sa bracket natin may nakalagay na 2. So, sir, bakit 2 hindi 3? Kasi tandaan nyo, di ba sabi ko kanina, kapag ginagamit natin yung rows and yung length ng isang 2D array, index po. So, sa pag-access, sa pag-initialize index, yung gagamitin natin. Dito, ina-access natin yung row 2, yung row 3, that's why our index number is 2. Kasi nga, di ba, kapag bilang natin to sa index 0, 1, 2. So, subgrades 2.length, the length of our row 2, in index, row 3 in length, 88, 97, 87, 98, 98, 96, 90, 94. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, the answer is 8. So, it returns the column length of our specified row. So, that is the difference between identifier.length, identifier, then inside the bracket is row.length. So, identifier.length will return the row length, identifier bracket.length will return the column length. Let's now traverse through 2D array. So, yes, here in traversing 2D array, gagamit syempre tayo ng for loop. Okay, so for this sample program, meron tayo ngayong isang 2D array declaration with value. So as you can see, dito ay may nakikita tayong isang two-dimensional array. So int sample array bracket equal 23, 14, 18, 10, 16, 32, 11, 63, 76. So hindi ko na sinama itong declaration natin dito sa sample source code natin. But here in our sample source code, yes, we are using this declaration. So ngayon, let's do an output tracing. So first, meron tayong isang loop. So this is our outer loop kasi isa siyang nested for loop. So for our outer loop, there are int row 0. So we initialize the value row to 0. And then row is less than sample array dot length. So di ba? Sample array dot length, we are getting the number of rows of our 2D array. So rows in terms of length. So there are 1, 2, 3 set of elements. So it is 3. Okay? So, ito ay yung row natin. Ngayon naman, row plus plus after the condition. And then, inside this, meron tayong inner loop. So, for our inner loop, for int column is initialized to 0. And then, meron tayong column less than sample array. Then, may bracket. Inside this is the row that length. So, we all know that sample array bracket that length is kinukuha natin yung column. Number of columns per row in terms of length ng ating 2D array. So, ngayon, syempre, alam naman natin na 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all our rows naman ay meron siyang tatlong columns. So, hindi na tayo mahihirapan dito sa pag-return ng columns. Okay, so there are 3 rows and 3 columns. And then, after the condition, column plus plus or col plus plus. And then, inside this, meron tayong system.out.println sample array, row, column. Tinatawag niya yung sample array row and sample array column plus \t para magkaroon tayo ng tab or ng tab space. Okay. And then, meron tayong closing curly braces for our inner loop. And then, there are sys out para magkaroon ng new line. Mapunta sa another line. So, game output tracing tayo. So, in row 0, we all know that our value of row is 0. So, for this first iteration. And then, 0 daw less than sample array dot length. Syempre, magtutrue yan kasi 0 less than 3 is equal to true. And then, mapasok tayo sa ating inner loop. Sa ating inner loop, column is equal to 0. And then, sample array row dot length. We all know that sample array row, which is 0, that length is equal to 3. Then, ang magiging condition natin dito ay 0 less than 3. Kasi sample array row which is 0, that length, it will return 3. So, let's erase this one. 3 na siya. Siyempre, true yung condition natin. Papasok siya ngayon sa ating loop, code inside our inner loop. So, sa ating inner loop, nakalagay yan, sample array row call. So, siyempre, ito ay row 0, column 0, ipiprint niya yan. That's why the answer is 23. So, as you can see, our row 0, column 0 is 23. So, nandito tayo sa iteration na to. And then, tab. So, makikita natin dito, meron siyang tab. And after that, matatapos itong code na to, mag-i-increment na tayo kay column. Si column natin ay magiging 1. So, our condition will become column 1 less than 3. The answer is true pa din. So, papasok tayo sa ating code. And then, syempre, ang tinatakal na natin dito is row 0, column 1. So, row 0, this one, column 1, this one. So, it is 14. That's why ang naging output natin ay 14 and then meron siyang tab. So, ngayon, nag-increment na. So, ang naging value na ng ating row, naging value na ng ating column is from 1 plus 1. Siyempre, 2 na yan. So, ngayon, our column is equal to 2. So, 2 less than 3. The answer is true. And then, it will print out row 0, column 2. So, row 0, column 2 is 18. That's why it prints out 18. Nag-increment na naman. Naging 3 na siya. So, 3 less than 3, the answer is false. So, nag-false. Natapos si ating inner loop. Nagkaroon ng sys-out. So, ibig sabihin, sa next line na dapat tayo mag-print. Tapos, nag-increment na si row natin. From 0, si row natin ay magiging 1. So, our row is equal to 1. And then, 1 less than 3, our sample array.length. The answer is true. Papasok tayo sa ating inner loop. So, balik tayo sa 0 sa column. Then, the condition is 0 less than 3, the answer is true. So, print out sample array row 1. So, andito na tayo guys sa row 1. And then, column, our column is 0. So, it will print out, dapat 10. So, yes, 10 naman. And then, tab, 6 tab before the next element natin. Nag-increment, naging 1 na ang ating column. And then, 1 less than 3. The answer is true. It will print out row 1, column 1, which is 16. Okay? Next is tab, \t, and then increment ulit si column natin na kanina ay 1. Siya ay magiging 2 na ngayon. So, ngayon, 2 less than 3, the answer is true. We will access column, row 1, column 2. This is 32. And then, na-print out natin si 32. Nag-increment, naging 3. So, 3 less than 3, the answer is false. Natapos na yung ating inner loop again. Tapos, nagkaroon ng system out, print line to new line. And then, nag-increment na yung row natin. Kanina, 1 siya. Ngayon, syempre, magiging 2 na siya. So, we will access the row 2. So, itong mga to. Ngayon, pasok tayo sa condition. 2 less than 3. This one, 2 less than 3. The answer is true. Papasok tayo sa ating inner loop. Sa ating inner loop, balik na naman tayo sa 0. So, ngayon, 0 less than 3. The answer is true. It will print out row 2, column 0, which is 11. So, successfully 11. And then, backslash t. And then, so on and so forth, hanggang matapos na yung ating for loop. So, paano siya matatapos? Siyempre, ang mangyayari dito, example, nasa row 2 na tayo. Nasa column 2 na tayo ng ating inner loop. So, column is 2, nag-increment siya, magiging 3, nag-false yung condition natin. Lumabas tayo dito. So, mag-execute pa rin yung print line natin dito. And then, mag-increment yung ating row from 2, magiging 3 na siya. Ibig sabihin, 3 less than this 1, 3. The answer is false. And then, that's it. Terminate na yung program natin. So, that is how we print out our 2D array elements. So, as you can see, there are another sample program. So, same as before lang din, pero dito mas malaki na yung mga elements natin. Mas malaki, mas marami na yung columns natin. But the same code is, yes, gagana pa rin po yung same codes natin. Actually, if you compare it sa ating program here, so binago lang natin dito, syempre the identifier. And then, the same lang din yung ating loop. Yes, guys, so, this loop basically is used to print out the values inside our 2D array elements. This is usable sa inyong performance task and syempre sa paparating na examination. So once na nirun nyo yung code na to, syempre this is the output. So meron din tayong proper spacing by using the \t. Okay, so yes, alam na natin kung paano ngayon mag-display. And ano ba yung concept? Kung paano natin ginagamit yung two-dimensional array. So ngayon, paano naman natin lalagyan ng value yung ating mga set of elements, our row and columns. So here is traversing through the array, then we will use user input or scanner. So as you can see here in our sample program guys, meron po tayo ditong 2D array declaration without value. So double subgrades or subject grades bracket equal new double, and then meron tayong 3 and 8, ibig sabihin meron tayong 3 rows and then 8 columns naman. So ito ay, lagyan natin 3 rows, ito ay length. Okay? Ayan. And then this one naman ay meron tayong 8 columns, syempre length din po yan. So ngayon, we can distinguish that kapag nasa declaration tayo and instantiation of the row length and then column length ng isang 2D array, gumagamit tayo syempre ng length value. So hindi po per index value na 0. So ibig sabihin itong declaration na ito, meron tayong 3 length and then 3 length in row and then 8 length naman kapag columns. So as you can see, gumamit din tayo guys dito ng same nested loop as before. But, syempre, iba na yung ginamit natin ditong code inside our inner loop. So, our code inside our inner loop is sysout print grade row. Ipapakita dito kung anong row na and anong column na yung lalagyan mo ng element. And after that, subgrades row, column. So, the specified row and column, or the row and column ng ating loop, and then scan that next double because we are scanning grades na possible na merong decimal points. So, hindi na tayo mag-output tracing here in traversing through 2D array kasi yung nested loop natin dito, the concept is the same as our nested loop before. So, yung nested loop na ginamit natin sa displaying 2D arrays. So, kanina kasi, as you can see, balikan natin, the code inside our inner loop is for displaying. That's why, di ba ito yung code natin para ma-access yung mga elements natin inside 2D array. And then, dito naman kay user input, yung code na ginagamit naman natin is the initialization. So, di ba? The initialization, but hindi na tayo programmer yung naglalagay ng value, it comes from the users na. That's why meron tayong scanner. So remember kung paano natin in-access kanina yung mga elements inside our 2D array. So here naman, instead of accessing, we are initializing. So paano natin ma-identify yung mga row and column na gusto nating lagyan ng value. Okay, let's now proceed here in arrays.binary search. So, ano nga ba ang arrays.binary search? So, here in arrays.binary search, so tayo ngayon ay nag-search ng isang specified array for the specified key value using the binary search algorithm. So, naghahanap lang tayo dito basically ng isang elements. But we are using a binary or the binary. Okay, let me explain the code to you line by line. So, syempre meron tayong scanner. So, for the sample program kasi, so pakita ko muna sa inyo yung sample program natin. So, maglalagay lang si user ng isang product code. So, let's assume na VEKMET yung mga product codes. For example, nilagay ito si T, and then, it will output the position of T is 5. So, bakit naman 5 yung binigay na position ni letter T? So, syempre, meron tayo ngayong scanner. So, after that, meron ako ditong isang one-dimensional array. And then, meron akong codes na identifier. And then, the elements of our 1D array ay B, E, K, M, E, T. After that, meron akong string user code without value. So, after that, may additional declaration ko is int position. So, yung mga code natin na string and int declaration ay gagamitin natin later. So, first is, we ask the user to enter a product code. So, this one yan. System.out.print, enter a product code, and then, to allow user input, syempre meron tayong input.next line. And after that, yung in-input ni user ay nilagay natin inside our user code variable. Okay. So, ngayon naman, we use the arrays.binary search and then, ilalagay mo lang si array identifier and then, ilalagay mo si in-input ni user. So, di ba yung user input ay nasa loob ng user code, then dot char at 0. Okay, so di ba itong char at 0 ay kino-convert natin to char yung ating user.code. Yes, di ba from string, dapat kasi siya ay maging character. So, gumamit tayo ng user code dot char at 0. Okay, so basically this line of code is used first is we are identifying the array. Next is we are converting the user input from string to character. And after that, isi-search niya na yung position. So, after ma-search nito yung position inside the one-dimensional array, kung pang ilang index ba siya, so, ito si conditional statement para ma-determine kung tama ba yung magiging output natin. Kasi baka kapag ang tinype ng ating user ay hindi nilalaman ng ating 1D array na codes, so magkakaroon siya, di ba, ng error. Eh, di ba, ayaw natin na nagpo-produce ng syntax error na hindi understandable by the user. So, meron tayong syntax dito na kung saan kapag yung in-input or yung position natin is greater than 0 or equal to 0, syempre, ilalabas niyan yung tamang output. Position of t is the user code and then its position. Kapag naman mali yung in-input user or hindi belong dito sa loob ng ating 1D array elements, ang ilalabas na ay yung user input ay invalid code. For example, ang nilagay ko dito ay letter I. So, I ay hindi siya belong. So, the answer is I is an invalid code. So basically, that is arrays.binary search. We are searching the position of the array or the elements inside the array.